the real test is going to be, how do we sort of look at all parts of the system and say, hey, where can we recoup those costs?
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for our final installment of Myth Hackers. We hope you've enjoyed the 3 weeks leading up to this. Hitting off week 4, episode number 4, we are going to talk about medical device security that is often perceived as a cost center. And does it really make sense to market this as a market differentiator? With me today is Seth Carmody, formerly of the FDA. He will be sharing his thoughts as he has been doing a ton of research in the space of security economics. So Seth, when a medical device manufacturer develops a budget for product security, how do they avoid the pitfall of being perceived as a cost center by the rest of their organization?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's really the ultimate question, right? Anytime you say, hey, let's do this, it comes down to a matter of cost. And I think in this point in our transition, we're looking at it actually will cost money, right? We're talking about healthcare wholesale change and incorporation of security into their DNA. That requires some spend. The real test is going to be, how do we sort of look at all parts of the system and say, hey, where can we recoup those costs?
So one of the recurring themes that I've heard of is this idea that security cannot be included in the price of a medical device. As someone who studied security economics quite a bit and really looked into what the cost of these types of things are, do you think that security is something that buyers should be charged for and that device manufacturers are in fact in the right to try to charge for?
Yeah, it's a great question, and really the answer is unclear and varied. I can imagine a scenario where charging a premium for security features would work out. But certainly we need a bit more study in this area, and we need to actually borrow from other industries. Like if we look towards sort of Tesla, it's an interesting model. Tesla basically makes a hardware platform that exists in the physical space. Somebody else owns it. It's got some really nice analogies to the medical space, and they sell the hardware platform, and then they sell software updates that basically change its feature set, which is a really cool model. Right, and it appeals to a broader audience. So let's look towards other models that we could adopt, like Tesla.
I think that's great. I think healthcare is at the beginning of kind of this evolution from a market perspective, and then starting to think more about what the buyers are ultimately willing to pay for. And we could have many hours of discussion around things that are wrong with money in this industry, but I think it's suffice to say from what you've shared right now that in fact product security doesn't have to be a cost center, and there's potentially a path out of that.
Yeah, and the other thing that we should explore is what are the additional benefits that having security features in the products can actually get us. So if you could think of if I'm monitoring these devices out in the field with some sort of telemetry service, then can I do other things that sort of drive down costs in other areas? You can imagine with a recall compliance, I'm spending a lot of money communicating to my customers and trying to reach out to these things. If I already can do that, then I don't have to spin up these manual processes that are laborious and expensive, and I can save money there.
Thanks a lot for your time. I've really enjoyed this conversation and this topic in particular.
Me too. Glad to be here.
To the audience, thanks for joining us for all 4 weeks of our Myth Hackers. We will hopefully be doing more videos in the future, so if you have topics you'd like to hear about, don't hesitate to reach out at info@medcrypt.com. Thanks, everyone.